What is your name? What is your name? That's as complicated as, what is love? Your name is art. It's passion, emotion, confusion, reality, a dream. It can be as simple as a line across the screen. It's as beautiful as the scenery atop a mountain. Am I giving this anime movie too much credit? Maybe I'm not giving it enough praise. On the surface, Your Name is a love story created by Makoto Shinkai, who's somewhat called a new Hayao Miyazaki. Well, some excluding Shinkai himself. That's how this movie should be looked at in the first place, not in comparison to other movies like Spirited Away, but rather on what made Your Name so special.
面白いエンターテインメントにしようっていうその一点でしたね。見終わった後に理解できない部分があったとしてもわからないっていう印象が先に立つんじゃない。
I didn't know about this quote until after finishing the movie, and hearing it made sense. I don't really understand the complexities of the film, however, I was very entertained. I can pretend to know what every frame meant, though that may not be the point. It's just an entertaining movie from beginning to end. The opening scene alone is a visual masterpiece. A meteor is falling from the sky way above the clouds, and it's beautiful. After some narration, we get an opening theme. This opening has so much in the details, though pointing it all out is Mother's basement job. Link in the description. I actually didn't catch a lot of the details until I watched his video. That's when I understood just a little bit more. Like how I would understand that if a boy body swap with a girl, one of the first things they do is... yeah. This may come as a surprise to my older viewers, especially since I'm a tokusatsu channel, but I don't actually know much about Japan. In these scenes, we have one of our main characters, Mitsuha, live her rural Japanese life. I mean, I still don't know much about Japan, but this is keeping me invested, mostly because of how gorgeous the movie is. Shinkai's vision is personal, and I was able to see that through how impressive the visuals are, the lighting specifically. Okay, I know I'm bringing up the visuals a lot, but seriously, just look at them. I'll gush a couple more times, and those who've seen the movie know what moments I'm gonna bring up. Aside from the visual investment, I was interested in the mystery that's brought up immediately. Mitsuha acted strange yesterday, and today she finds something written in her notebook. Who are you? Mitsuha's life is a little different from others, since she's a shrine maiden living with her grandma, while her father is off into politics. Maybe her life is a little too different, since she yells out that she wants to become a Tokyo boy in the next life. The mystery continues when a boy named Taki wakes up, though it's not Taki in his own body. Mitsuha has somehow body swapped with him. For Taki, living in Tokyo is just an average day. For Mitsuha, it's a beautiful new world. She hasn't been to a real cafe before, let alone see food so expensive to her. After some shenanigans at Taki's job,
we're switching places?
To get into a personal anecdote, I've been interested in Your Name for the longest time. Unfortunately, I missed when the English dub hit my local theater, but I knew this is one movie I needed to see, and that was before I knew about how much of a success it was. Weirdly enough, I just knew that this movie was special, especially when I heard one of the themes, Zen Zen Zen. This is in my top 10 favorite songs of all time. In fact, the soundtrack is also one of my favorites, both in Japanese and English. Every theme is just as powerful as the visuals and the story being told. Every guitar lick, every verse, every drum beat, they all work in tandem with the feeling of the movie. One day, Taki wakes up to a surprise. He has a date with his co-worker, Okudera. Mitsuha set them up together during a body swap. It's actually really cute. Mitsuha is happy that she was able to get Taki a date, but then she starts crying. Their date doesn't seem to go well. Okudera is saying that Taki is like a different person. She knew that Taki used to have a crush on her, but now she feels that Taki has his heart somewhere else. Mitsuha wrote that by the time their date is over, they should be able to see a comet in the sky. But now Taki is alone. A festival is going on at night, so Mitsuha and her friends go out, where she notices the comet. And something else. Taki tried calling her, but nothing. Their bodies never switched again. What's coming is one of the biggest twists in the entire movie. If what I've said so far interests you, then please, Go watch Your Name. It's a gorgeous movie that should be experienced blindly. Trust me on this. We good? Good. Taki decides to find Mitsuha himself so they can meet in person, but all he has to go by is the landscape he remembers from the body swap. A waitress notices Taki's sketch of Itomori, the town where Mitsuha lived. The room is hesitant. Taki sees Itomori with his own eyes, or at least, what's left of it. Itomori was destroyed by a meteor 3 years ago. Taki wears a band on his arm, but he can't remember where he got it. He just knows that it has to do with time. So the next morning, he sets off to a shrine that Mitsuha once visited. At that shrine, he drinks from a bottle that was placed there. Then he has a vision of a comet, out of Mitsuha's life. He experiences her final moments before the meteor hit. This is one of the parts I wanted to gush about. One look and you can tell how much love was put into this project. Almost quite literally, every frame is a painting, a masterpiece. The colors and the animation are amazing. There's not much time to waste now though. Taki wakes up in Mitsuha's body and creates a plan to evacuate the town because he woke up on the day of the meteor. One thing leads to another and Mitsuha thinks that she'll see Taki at the shrine. 3 years ago, Mitsuha traveled to Tokyo to meet Taki, and they did see each other face to face, but Taki didn't know her at that point. Before Mitsuha leaves, Taki asks for her name, and she throws her ribbon at him. Mitsuha wakes up in Taki's body by the shrine. He walks out, hearing her voice. The two are on a crater. They run past each other in different times. Now they finally meet. Mitsuha gets mad at Taki for touching her breast during the body swap. Taki returns her ribbon. He also suggests that they write their names so they don't forget. Taki writes on her hand. Mitsuha prepares her marker, then reality hits. It's almost time for the comet. Mitsuha rushes back, trying her best to evacuate the town. She trips and opens her hand. The writing on her palm says, "I love you." The comet splits, dropping meteors, both in the past and present. It's a danger to Mitsuha, a breathtaking view for Taki. The cold open is shown again for the meteor falling from the sky, but now we see the extent of it, the destruction of Itomori. Years later, we see news of how the Itomori townspeople were able to leave before the meteor hit. One day, Taki and Mitsuha are on separate trains. They look out the window and notice each other. They walk in opposite direction on stairs when Taki shouts out if they've met before.
Can I ask you your name?
The thing about my history of / retrospective videos is that they're basically reviews and summaries. I didn't think I would summarize this movie, but the moment I wrote about the cold opening, I just couldn't stop. This is the one movie I can remember without going back to my notes. A lot of what makes it so memorable is the use of color. The other scene I wanted to bring up visually was when the comet flies in the sky in the past and present. If there wasn't so much sadness to come out from Mitsuha's side, then it would be even more beautiful. Or maybe that's what made it special in the first place. Luckily, all this beauty wasn't for nothing, because Your Name has made millions, getting close to surpassing Spirited Away. Of course, it's a huge success, except again to Makoto Shinkai. He felt that the movie was incomplete and that 2 years wasn't enough time. Wait, 2 years? It took 2 years to create Your Name? That's insane. I thought this took like 5 years. There's so much style, so much substance. What could have gone through Shinkai's mind?
わからなかったりするし、でそういう時にこうやって生きればいいんじゃないのみたいなことを教えてくれるのがアニメーションであったりとか小説であったり漫画であったりしたんですね。
Here's another existential question. What is our purpose? What were the themes of Your Name? Old versus new, past and present, tradition and liberation, rural versus city life. Love. I should probably get into some negatives. There aren't many, but they do stick out in my mind. Despite the movie being about romance, it ironically doesn't feel natural, body swap and time travel aside. I would have really liked to see Taki get with Okudera. Their date was wonderful to see, it's one of my favorite moments, but then Taki almost seemingly fell for Mitsuha out of nowhere. I felt that their body swap got them closer as friends, not in a romantic sense. Trust me, I still ship Taki and Mitsuha. The build up to their feelings just could have been more fleshed out. The English dub is also pretty hokey. Yeah, that's it for the personal negatives. Your Name isn't perfect, but it's close, and that's good enough for me. So what is love? What is your name? They can all be whatever you want. To me, it's art. It's a masterpiece. I don't get the film, and I'm not gonna even begin to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. But I love Your Name. To who this video was made for, I love you.